It's not really a good excuse to take a death on the first level. I have literally never seen someone play Batman on Game Boy. Not since childhood. My commentary mostly consists of, well, that was a mistake. Started this my first attempt looked really professional. Like I was doing this cool thing where I was like up here in the corner dropping bombs on everyone, and now everything I've done since then has been terrible. It might not even be a hard game. I think it's just nobody wants to even figure out how to get it to run. Like when I found out that there's a Double Dragon on Commodore 64, and I just have no interest in trying to figure out how to get a Commodore 64 game to run. We're gonna go buy a tape deck, plug it into my computer? Please. I mean, it's probably not a very heavy competition. I mean, I suspect it's there. Honestly, I've never found any footage of it or anything. I assume it's just the port. I don't think it's a different game. Just like there's a port of the arcade game on the Amiga and the ZX Spectrum. Like, any kind of computer had the ability to play Double Dragon, and they're all just worse versions of what is already not a particularly good game. The ZX Spectrum is a British computer, I think. Because they call it the ZX. I somehow accumulated a bunch of lives this time, which is going to make it pretty unlikely they'll take an intentional continue death unless everything goes horribly wrong. So Dave, in your opinion, do you think that a PC port of an old game like that should have its own game page, or should be on the same game page with a different leaderboard? This has basically never come up for me because I figured no one is ever going to bother to run the Amiga version of Double Dragon, but they could, and that's when I would have to deal with that. Because it's like technically the same game, but it runs horribly worse. So it clearly shouldn't be on the same, like, track, but is it a different game for the purposes of, like, having its own page? Oh, I don't have any magic. There's a pause there because I was trying to cast magic on this boy. Is the distinction if it was developed by a different company? That it has a different engine, but still has basically the same levels and enemy placement and things like that? I find that there's no consistency across the website, and there never will be, because it's all down to individual users who are making those decisions. But it's something I've thought about every once in a while. Wow, we're at max attack power. One of those guys always floats up from the bottom and gets me. It's just a matter of which one. I try a different placement every time, and someone else always gets me. Okay, don't stand at the bottom left corner, because this thing will kill you even though you don't actually touch it. That's what we learned. Interesting. So how would you loosely define competitive? Just that their times can be similar? Like if a game runs slightly slower on a different system? It's weird, right? Like there's no right answer. It's just like... The only time I've had to deal with it is when I put Double Dragon 3's Game Boy version on a different page from the arcade game, because it was clearly not the same thing. Even though they have the same, like, levels, more or less. They're made by totally different companies and really shouldn't be in the same category, in my mind. But I would understand if someone argued against, like, page bloat and they didn't agree with that sentiment. They're like, no, you gotta keep all the Double Dragon 3s together. I'm really hoping one of these guys drops magic. If they don't, the tree fight's gonna be very long, and I'm going to level down because I never fight the tree, and I'm not, like, used to a strategy for it. But I don't think anybody's gonna drop magic for me, because it's rare. One of you, please! Nope. Okay, well, here we go. I never see this squirrel thing. I have no idea what's happening here. Okay. Interesting. So in all other categories, this is where I would be taking using a continue to get magic back, and I am not doing it right now just because my attack level is so high, and I would be at a massive disadvantage building back up for like how many lives I have right now. I just happens to gain a bunch of lives, and so if I were to try to get to a continue, I would have to rebuild back from basically level 1 attack power, which is terrible at this stage of the game. So, this fight's gonna be really long. I might just, like, bump into the boss and die anyway. See what happens. Whatever. I was moving parallel to that fairy. There's no way our hitbox is connected. Okay, we're gonna try to not get shot in the face this time as we usually do. So she's gonna fire as soon as she gets to her position there. Head just dropped right through me. Okay, well. See, the problem with this boss is the erratic movement. Like, I really can't predict where it's gonna go. I can see that the skull's gonna pop up here, but that's about it. And then it's gonna wiggle around, just kind of at random. The body kind of like jumps around. But, you know, like, optimally, you get right up in their grill to do the most damage as fast as possible, but, like, if they wiggle back into you, you don't have time to react. So that was slow because I didn't have any magic. And I got hit just before the boss and then 2 times during the boss, so... like at half attack power. Yeah, they have 2 separate health counters. Okay, well that splits early, but it doesn't matter. If I don't get killed on the way to the mini-boss, I've got a decent amount... Did I seriously not get that fairy? Okay. I have a decent amount of attack power, so I should be able to just fight this mini-boss, tank it out normally. It'll be a little slow, but not super slow. Get out of here, both of you. Not bad. Yeah, the game has kind of an odd disconnect in terms of aesthetics, where it's both cute and kind of like spooky at the same time. Kind of like the movie Hocus Pocus. It's like, it's easy to see what they were going for, but you're either into the cute plus grotesque mix, or you're not. Throat's getting real dry. They may not have Hocus Pocus in Canada. I don't know. Grotesque. They've never heard of Bette Midler in those parts. Which would be a shame, so that means they also never heard of Get Shorty. Okay, let's see if this chicken boss gets one-shotted or not. Nope. I mean, I was able to still shoot it, but, like... I don't understand it. Need someone to look at the code and explain the hitbox to me. It's surprising because Get Shorty has John Travolta in it, and it's still top shelf. This level is real annoying about the experience gems bouncing into the ceiling and just disappearing, because that's what they do. Like, they shouldn't, but they do. If they touch the ceiling, they just kind of like magnet up into it and leave forever. Yeah, just watch Get Shorty. Okay. My magic didn't go off. I got shot in the face. Someone asked me recently, like, my favorite mob movie, and I said Get Shorty. And I'm not sure if it's fair to call it a mob movie. It does involve the mob, but... more a movie about making movies. So you could call it a satire on the Hollywood process. I did not get here fast enough, but we still made it through. Okay, don't let this next group catch you off guard. Once again, if you do not grab the magic fast enough, it will float away. Hey, at least I got a free magic out of that. It sucked. It was really stupid that I bumped into the last wave of enemies because they're not even a threat, but... I still don't really understand his hitbox when he's doing the spinny circle thing at the start of this fight, so... maybe in the future someone will explain it to me. So I don't have to... like, I assume that he just takes a lot of damage, and that's why I throw... Really? Come on. That's why I throw so much magic at him like that, but it's possible that I'm just not hitting him properly. Same absurd crap every time. Dodges stupid eggs. I'm just gonna sit in the middle of the screen. I need that to get out of the way. Like, that is the worst place for that to just be stuck. Same thing. Get out of the middle of the screen. Why? Stop! The current blew me down into him. At this juncture. Get out of here. I should have done that earlier. Okay, we've got attack power level 2. Moving into the final stage. And, we do have continues that will be used on the final boss if we make it there. We should make it there. I should have intentionally killed myself to make that dragon fight go faster. Oh. Please level up. fish things almost got me. There's nothing I could do about that. Literally nothing. I was just stuck. Magic destroy the blocks that got stuck. Use all the magic there. Maybe smarter to hit him and destroy any blockades. Blocks that got stuck. Yeah, I mean, it should just shoot right through it. But realistically, if you're in the second phase, I think you just need to hit him with magic 1 or 2 times and you're done. Once again, she didn't get one shot, it's not to just, like, put up with her again. Which is stupid. Like, there's... sometimes she'll just instantly get killed by magic and sometimes she will not. And now this is gonna take, you know, as long as it's gonna take. Just die. Ugh, just nonsense, man. I'm gonna shoot in the face. Stupid. It's a combination of, like, I had no attack power and it just didn't behave normally. She has this stupid herky-jerky motion. I'm ready for her to just kill me and get magic back, because I still have one continue. I think. If I don't, then this is... I'll look real stupid. So it should have been faster. That's okay. That's fine for hard. I don't think it's sound to try to use intentional deaths to speed up the process on hard mode, unless you are just unbelievably good at this game and you can play it with like 2 stock or something instead of 6 or higher. I think that the number of times that I've had some stupid thing happen to me that even knowing what the patterns of the enemies are and something happens that's just like, why did I die bumping into that platform or something? I think that it's not programmed well enough that I would be willing to risk just having a run completely fail because of something stupid like that. I think my time for hard before this was, yeah, 32:29. So it's a major improvement. It's good enough. I don't particularly enjoy playing hard mode, so probably won't like push that time much, but maybe I'll come back to it later, and it can easily be a minute, 2 minutes faster if you get like really good at it. Ah!